Hi there, welcome to this week's 1080s Career Insights. So today it is just me, and what I'm going to be talking about today is a bit about video used during the job search. So we are certainly finding that more and more of our clients are needing to use video in their applications. So that's what the session is about. So as always, please do like, comment and ask questions throughout the session or even afterwards if you're catching it on the replay. So thank you for tuning in. Anyone that is here already, let me know where you're here from. So as I said, more and more of our clients are having to submit video as part of the application process. So quite often now I'm seeing that clients are being asked to provide a video, whether it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes, as a kind of an introduction to themselves, or why it is they're looking for the job. So that is having to be sent in right at the start of the process, so before interview, as literally part of that application process. So appreciate it is actually quite stressful to do that if you're not used to using video. So the point of this session really is just to run through some of the tools that you can use and some things for you to think about. So I'm going to be sharing different screens, etc., as we go through. So hopefully that will all work okay. So to start with, I think it's worth just saying that the more you practice on video, the better. So before you actually go ahead and send in your application on video, then use some of the technology that you might already have to kind of get that practice in. So in terms of things like equipment, people talk about what equipment do you need. So the video cameras on phones are really high quality now, so those are pretty much sufficient. Or if you've got a desktop with a webcam, that's great, so you can use that also. So whichever you feel most comfortable using is the kind of the best approach there. So just make sure it is a decent quality. So you'll see there that I've got a ring light, so on my list of things. So that's really useful. I'll just show you mine here if I just grab that down. So it is literally a ring of light, as you can see, and that goes behind your desktop, and it just helps to give the right kind of light on your face. So it just means then that the screen won't be too dark. So that one cost me about £25. They're relatively inexpensive, all budgets, so you can get cheaper ones than that and obviously much more expensive. And some sort of microphone. So you see I've got this kind of headset, so that's really useful when I'm running sessions with lots of different people. It helps with not getting feedback and things like that. So don't really like the look of it personally. It kind of looks like I'm, I don't know, doing some sort of aircraft control or something, but you do have that as an option, or you can get standalone microphones. So I guess the thing that you need to think a bit about there is what kind of environment you're in. So are you likely to be picking up external noise? So that's less likely to happen on something like this than it is a freestanding microphone. So just have a think about what is most comfortable. So you can also obviously just use headphones from your phone. So I use an iPhone. So if I'm recording video on that, then sometimes I'll just use the headphones that come with it because they have got an inbuilt microphone. And I guess that's the same if you've got AirPods and things like that. So they will have the microphone because obviously you use them to speak on the phone. So just play around with whatever equipment you've got. So don't make a special effort to go out and buy loads of new stuff. You should find that what you've got already will suffice. So that's it in terms of equipment. So in terms of practicing, so before we get to the interview part, the job application part, I just wanted to talk you through some of the things on LinkedIn that you can do with video just to get you started to be used to using video. So there's 3 things that I've put here. So the cover story, messages and posts. So 3 kind of ideas there of what you could do to start using video. So if I just share my screen here, hopefully you should see that okay. If I go to my profile, what you will see here is there's this kind of circle here, and you'll see that I've started to speak. So this is called the cover story. So LinkedIn allows you to record a 30-second video, which a bit like an elevator pitch really. So if you're job seeking, really good opportunity to talk about what it is that interests you, what kind of role you're looking for. So that 30 seconds does go really quite quickly when you're recording it. So definitely you need to plan. So think a bit about keywords related to the job that you're going for, just to kind of get across what it is that you are looking for, so that when someone watches that, they know what it is you're looking for. Perhaps it's someone that's going to be interviewing in the future. So you need to make sure that that is in alignment with the type of roles that you're applying for if you are job seeking. So a couple of tips when you're recording that cover story. So you can't do it from the desktop, you need to do it from your mobile phone. So you can do it by directly going into LinkedIn on your mobile and uploading a video straight from LinkedIn, but that is not the recommended way that I would suggest. So what I would say is if you just go to your mobile device and record a video from your photo area. So thinking again about that 30 seconds, as I said, it's not very long. So have a go at that. It will take you a fair few goes. I think I did 10 goes before I was relatively happy with my cover story. I would still say I'm not overly happy with it, but it's kind of, it's there. And that was the main thing for me to get something up. So when you're recording it, your cover story, what you need to do is record it in portrait mode. So that just then maximizes this screen. So when I click on the video here, so you saw that you could see the first 3 seconds playing silently. If you click on it, what that does now is that allows you to view the cover story when you go to someone else's. So I'm just going to pause me speaking there, but you'll see then it opens up in that portrait mode. So that's why it's really useful for you to actually record it on your phone in portrait mode so that it fills up the best use of the screen there. So record it on your mobile, and then you will notice here that I've got subtitles. So really important, I think, to add subtitles. So the stats show that about 80% of people don't listen to sound when they're on LinkedIn, so they rely on subtitles or lip reading or whatever it is. So it's obviously really good for accessibility reasons, just to make sure everyone can know what you're saying, but also for that perspective, so that people who are watching it silently, maybe don't have headphones in a shared office, they can read what it is you're saying. So that's the other reason for doing it onto your phone to start with. So what you will be able to do then is record it on your phone, and then you can upload it to a subtitle app. So I've got one on my phone here, it's quite small, but it's in the top left hand corner here, it's called Clipchamp. So just pointing at the camera. So what you'll see there is there's 3 little videos of mine. So once you've recorded your video, you upload it on here. So it's really simple. And then what that does is it automatically transcripts for you and gives you some subtitles. So you can then go in, amend them, change the size, change the color, change the position, whatever it is you want to make it look right. And also the other thing that I think is good about subtitles when you do this is you can then pick up any words that you maybe say too much. So I've noticed that I keep saying "so" all the time at the moment. So that's something that in not necessarily the right context. So I need to think about that when I'm recording video. So quite useful from that perspective. So once you're done with all that, you can then upload that video from Clipchamp or whichever other tool you use into LinkedIn, and then that will automatically have those subtitles there. So that's a really, really useful tool to be able to do that. So that's cover story. The other thing is messaging. So what you can do on the messaging function. So again, this is only on the mobile, but if you go into your messages on the mobile, it's a bit small to see actually, and I can't quite work out what the camera is. You'll see that there is a paperclip. If you click on the paperclip there, again, you probably can't really quite see it, but what you can do there is click on send a video. And what that does then is that opens up the record function. So you can see that's kind of recording a picture of me at the moment. So you can record that and send that to people. So that's quite useful if you want to get feedback from someone, because that will allow you then to, okay, actually it just disappeared there. Yes, sorry, bit slight technical hitch there. So that will allow you to send your video to someone else to review. So really, really useful activity that is, to be able to send video messages to people within LinkedIn. So definitely recommend that. Okay, so that's better. LinkedIn was just hanging a little bit there for me. So that is messages. And then finally, you've got posts. So within the post area, you can here create a video. So again, from the desktop, you can't record a video, but what you can do is do that from your mobile device, or you can click here and then you can upload a video that's already on your file. So that's kind of 3 areas there that you can practice video. So the other area that you can do subtitles, if you're using your desktop rather than your mobile, you can visit somewhere called Subtitles. So I'm just going to try and share that at the moment. So 1 second. So if I stop that share. Okay, I'm just going to share a different screen now. So what you should now see is something called Subtly. So again, what you can do here is upload your file. So you can see here, these are some of the videos that I've uploaded. And then once you go into that video, it will allow you to, it will again download all of your subtitles, so you can see those all here. It shows you the time, so you can just kind of flip through and you will see here filler words. So you can see here I've said so the idea really is you can then go through and amend your subtitles. It will pick up some sort of language deviant, so you have to say whether you are English UK or English American, for instance, and it will then kind of pick up some of the words. But it does get better the more you use it. It seems to kind of learn how you speak. Okay, so that is using those options. So the final thing on LinkedIn that you can do practicing with video, and I have talked about this before, is if you go to the job section here, what you will see on the left hand side is interview prep, and what this does is it allows you to film yourself. So it gives you the common interview question. So this is more about interview. It will allow you here to practice. If you click here, you can click on record a video, and then you can see here it opens up that video option, gives you the question at the top and allows you to click on record. So once you click on the record button, you'll see it goes down in a countdown there, and then it will start to record. So you'll see the counter going up here. So you would talk about whatever it is you wanted to talk about in terms of tell me about yourself as this particular example. And then once you have recorded for a little while, you can stop that and LinkedIn will give you some AI feedback. So I'm not sure if this is going to be long enough, but let's just stop that. Okay, so okay, it wasn't long enough to pick up the AI, but basically if you do more than about 30 seconds, what that will do then is allow you to get some automated feedback. So I'm just going to discard that video now, and it will kind of tell you your pitch, that kind of thing. So that's really quite useful. So the next part is actually about video applications. So if you are going to be getting video applications where you need to send in something beforehand. So here's one that I found earlier on. So this is an organization called Body Talk, and you can see here it's got, before you're applying, check that you've got the following. And then if you're able, please record and send us a 2-minute video introducing yourself. So what I would say here is, although they're saying if you're able, I think you really need to do that if they're asking for that here. I would say that you're probably going to put yourself at a bit of a disadvantage if you don't do that. So I would plan to send a 2-minute video thinking about some of those things that I've already mentioned. So using subtitles, doing your planning, etc. So just go back to here. So this is the video applications. So what they're saying here on this particular one is they're saying, let us know your relevant experience and why you would like to work with us. So that's quite a lot to get in 2 minutes. But they are here talking about these are the things that you have to be able to qualify for this role. So my advice would be, in this 2-minute video, you need to cover these things. So telling them a bit about that and why you want to work for them. So kind of going through the job description and doing a bit of research on the organization. What is it about this organization that really appeals to you? You need to kind of sell yourself to them, but using their language. So 2 minutes is really not very long. So you will really need to plan and prepare this. So I would probably use some sort of mind map to do that, to kind of give myself some of the key things and then come up with a script. And then kind of keep practicing so that you don't need to actually read it. So you could use post-it notes and things like that as prompts on your desktop, because obviously people are not going to be able to see that behind the screen. So that's great. Just need to be aware of them falling off, that kind of thing. So that's the sort of the advice for videos. So don't go above the 2 minutes. So if they have said 2 minutes maximum, don't do 3 or 4 minutes. Really keep it to that. If there is some real reason why you physically can't do it in less than 2 minutes, then I would say you need to speak to them beforehand just to say it's going to be 2.5 minutes. Is that okay? Because what could possibly happen is they'll see that it's too long and won't watch it, or they will watch it just for the 2 minutes. So really try to make sure that you do stick to whatever it is, that limit that they are talking about. So that is the application process that I was talking about. And again, as I said, using things like Subtly or Clipchamp to add those subtitles is really, really important. Okay, so that is pretty much about what I wanted to talk about today. So hopefully that has given you a bit of an idea of how you could go about creating video. So I did mention very briefly about using using posts on LinkedIn. So quite a few people I've seen now are using that as a bit of an elevator pitch. So talking about what it is they're looking to do, and recording that and creating it as a post on LinkedIn so it goes out to some of your network. So as a reminder, when you are creating posts on LinkedIn, it doesn't automatically go to everyone in your network. It normally goes out to about 5% of your network. And then the more that people like or comment on that, then the more widely it gets sent out. So it won't automatically go to everybody. But really, you do want to kind of get it sent out if that's the way that you're going to go to as many people as possible. So if you do get people liking and commenting, then just make sure you are going to reply to them. Okay, so hopefully that has been useful in terms of some of the tips on videos. In the normal manner, top tip to leave with. So I've been thinking a bit about this, and I guess my top tip really for video applications is make sure you read and adhere to the brief and then just practice. Okay, so next week I will be joined again by Claire Endicott and Mark Whitmore, who are two of the other career coaches at 1080, and we're going to be talking about current practices in interviewing. So we have done some research recently about the way that interviews are being conducted by some of our corporate sponsors and some of the experiences that some of our clients have had, and just talking about what is kind of the current practice. So are people still relying on virtual interviews? Are they going face to face? What is it that is kind of going on right now? So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it's been useful, and as always, please do ask any questions after the session if you would like to. Thank you. Bye.